No, thank you. Good evening, everyone. It is 6:30 p.m. and this is Tuesday, November 16th. This is a Meadows Place City Council special meeting because the dates were moved. And it is 6:30. We have a quorum. All of council is present. Hallelujah. We've got a great council. It's great when they're here. Moving on to item A, which is the Pledge of Allegiance and Invocation. Pledge of Allegiance will be led by our Board of Adjustment Chairman, Sean Ulrey, and our invocation by Jimmy Fenwick. If everybody would stand and remain standing. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Lord, in this enter into the season of Thanksgiving, God, we just ask that you, we just give thanks for all that you are doing for us, the way that you bless our lives, God. We thank you for families, we thank you for friends, we thank you for this community, and the way that you continue to bring us together in the midst of all that's going on. We just ask that you are present during this meeting, that you continue to walk alongside us, you continue to bless us in ways that we may not even recognize. We thank you for the leadership of the city. We thank you for our first responders and all those who even just volunteer their time, God, to make the city what it is. We ask you to continue to do this. In God's name we pray. Amen.
All right, item number B is reports. It's time for the report section, council, and as always, we will have the police report first, and giving this police report this evening is our chief, Gary Stewart. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Council, as always, first off, let me start and say this report is for a short period, so we've got to realize the numbers are a little bit different than they normally would be. Number of accidents, as we always start out with, is 8. Number of arrests, 14. Number of calls for service, 1,799, with 40 of those being report calls. On our traffic, we had 342 with a total traffic charges of 621. Citations for city ordinance violence, ordinance violation, we didn't have it. Warnings for traffic, 91 with 201 charges. Warnings for city ordinance violations were 6. I'll go over that below. Total activity count was 2689. Assaults for the month, we had 1 assault, or for this reporting period, one BMV. As you can see, there's 0 burglary of a business, 0 burglary of a residence, criminal mischief 0, fraud 0, and robbery 0. It's a good month. 742 business and property checks and close patrols, 2 thefts, and we had 0 UUMVs this month. Again, that's unauthorized use of motor vehicle. And all in our TLC program, we had 28 that passed, 9 failures with a 37 contact count. So it seems to be about average, about what we normally get. So the city ordinance breakdown below, we had 4 for solicitors, 2 were noise complaint, and we had 0 of those, of course, being issued citations. Moving on to the chief's notes, did want to talk, flip back into, and I'll let you know. All right. If we can, on the arrest page for adult arrest, should be about, we usually have these numbered, sorry guys, about the third one back. You can see we had 14 adults with 0 of those being juvenile, from DWLIs and DWIs, as you can see there. Some of the big ones that you'll see on the next page were flock hits, where we had a UUMV with not only the unauthorized use of motor vehicle, stolen vehicle, but a felony warrants as well. We had another one that had another flock kid that had felony warrants, of course, also taken into custody. We had one arrest that was for UCW, unauthorized carrying of a weapon, and sexual assault of a child, which we were able to get a confession out of that. We had family violence, criminal trespass, other warrant jurisdictions. We had another flock kid that had two suspects. One of them was arrested for the stolen vehicle out of a flock kit, and the other one had 15 warrants for his arrest. So he also went downtown, to county. We had one possession of a controlled substance arrest as well from a northern tool. So as far as the arrests, you can see they're pretty consistent with the same type of offenders, except for the sexual assault one. That was a unique one on a traffic stop that you normally wouldn't get. That would be a different type of investigation. Moving on to the notes section, and skipping past, of course, the additional notes where you see the first page is always about our COVID-19 protocols and following those. The second page is more or less what we're doing at this point in time. We're preparing for the Christmas memories and holiday season. So keep an eye out for the PD's holiday safety and scam alerts that you'll be seeing in the newsletter, and we'll be putting those out regularly. Our live scan update, we're just waiting on training. That's our basically an automated fingerprint information system that we did get our MOU, so now it's just on the training roster, so we're expecting to start getting full training within the next 4 weeks. Again, that was a grant item. All shops are in service. That's great. We don't have any wrecked vehicles out right now. So that's always good. Our reserve officer, as you remember, former lieutenant who retired and became one of our reserves, Jason Reps, just completed our quarterly training with officers on use of force, policy, and self-defense tactics, including handcuffing and takedowns. Myself and Assistant Chief Ashton just attended the International Summit of Mexican Cartels and Gangs, which are affecting our areas. They're affecting every area. The information was extremely valuable, and it's something that we can utilize and pass on to our officers here. The freeze mitigation for FEMA, still in progress. As I've mentioned before, I do want to mention a couple of names that have worked very diligently on this. It seems like, here we are. Look how long the freeze has been. But that is Assistant Chief Ashton and Anna Maria Weston. I'd reach through the phone. I can't stand talking to some of these government entities where they just give you so much backlash. But they stood up to the challenge, and after about the 14th call, I think we're finally getting somewhere with at least getting them to either decline us or move on. According to their policies, that there's no reason they shouldn't pay it. That we were able to find that and kind of use it against them, but we'll see how that works out. They hold the purse. So just giving you an update. The new hires, we do have just one position left, but we did hire another officer, Matthew Bruno. We do have I did hire 3 part-time TCOs, telecommunication operators. One of them's from Fort Bend County, one's from Rosenberg, or 2 are from there. We're actively looking to fill the last position that we have open. So we've went from 4 open full-time officer positions to 1. So we're doing well with that. And one of them's in backgrounds, and hopefully we'll have that completed and that position filled as well. So the holiday season is fast approaching. So as a reminder, while you're shopping, bad guys are shopping too. So make sure that to hide your packages and take your inside, and don't leave anything in the open that you don't want to freely give away. We continue to monitor the weather. Believe it or not, we have less than a month to go before hurricane season is over. We got a couple more weeks, so we are still diligently watching that, and we get regular updates. So I don't think we're in any danger. Just kind of wanted to throw that out there. We don't end it until November. And with that concludes my report, Mayor and Council. Yes, sir, and we do have 4 more we've picked out the locations on, so, yeah. It stops. No, yes, sir. I will once we get them to go do the site. They have to look at the site and make sure to work there as well. Once those is confirmed through Flock, then I'll put that out to everyone. Absolutely.
I'll turn it on now. Council, anybody have any questions for the chief?
Thank you for all the patrols during Halloween.
Oh,
Y'all
yes.
were out enforcing, everybody really appreciated it.
Absolutely, our pleasure.
Yeah, I love seeing them go down the streets during Halloween. Boy, was it needed. Man. All right, is that it? Chief, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it, as always. And Assistant Chief Ashton, thank you for the FEMA work. Good luck. I'm glad it's you. Thank you very much. Next up is Parks and
Thank you.
Recreation Director Colleen Cabezas. Colleen?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Council and Mayor. This report will serve for Parks and Recreation activities from September through November. I will try to make it as brief as possible. I understand you'll have a long meeting this evening. As far as staffing, we have 2 open positions currently. One is for our recreation coordinator. This is the one that oversees the nature center and summer camp. We also have our landscape position. That's the new position that will help with all of our beautification and landscaping of the city. We do have interviews set for next week, so we're hoping that we will be placing those positions soon. Our next is the Discovery and Nature Center. If you haven't seen it yet or haven't heard, we have a new mural on the floor and on the walls, and that was painted by a former resident. It's a lot of fun to come through there. There's hidden animals and insect pictures of them that you can do a little scavenger hunt, and it just makes the whole experience even more exciting. Speaking of the Nature Center, today we had our first field trip from the elementary school. This is our first in 2 years because of COVID. So they are returning, and today we started off with our pre-K, and that's a first with Meadows Elementary. And they had a great time. We just love having them there, hosting them. It's at no charge to the school. It is a great opportunity for them to have the Nature Center so close by so that they can come in and actually we partner with the teachers ahead of time to create a lesson plan that goes along with what they're studying. So we're very excited, and we have first grade, kindergarten, and third grade all before Christmas. So they're starting to come. We're very excited. The ball field, the update there is that the light poles are in place. I'm sure that you've seen them. They are working. They are working properly. We also, irrigation has been installed. It will be completed once all of the top dressing is done, but it is there and ready to go. The top dressing, the infills, the outfields, that will be completed, hopefully if there's no issues with the weather. That should be finished by the end of December. That's what we're being told by Texas Multichem. That's the vendor that is doing that. Once that is done, the last piece is the fencing. Rod has already gone out and gotten several quotes. He's spoken to the vendors on site. We've talked with them exactly what we want, the height, the shape of the fence line, and that will be done as soon as the top dressing is completed. So, all that being said, the field should be ready for winter ball, spring ball. So we're very excited about that. Kirkwood, at the end of this last budget year, I had spoken to council in regards to our steps to manage and maintain Kirkwood, including the roundabouts. So we have worked with Texas Lawn. We hired them to come in and do a special weed control because at the time it was just out of control due to the season. Mayor, you need something?
Nope.
Okay. And so what we've done is bring Texas Lawn in. They did a 3-step process. They sprayed it, they let it die, and went in and handpicked the weeds out. That was for the first big magnitude of weed control. Now going forward, it should be all hand picking or pulling immediately when they see them. So we're hoping that that improves. We're seeing some positivity there, so we will continue. Also, the electrical outlets have been installed on the roundabout corners, and this will allow us to do seasonal lighting displays. So we're very excited. You'll see the first ones for Christmas.
And they work.
And they work. Yes, sir. And Rod was instrumental in that, Public Works, getting those installed. So thank you, Public Works. Our pool, we utilize the time during the winter season to get everything upgraded, fixed. And so what we've done actually just this past week is change out the sand filters on the lap pool. It's important. We do it about once every 5 years. That helps to keep the pool from turning green. So that was just done, and we're ready for the new season already now. Moving on to beautification. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but we did make improvements to the large entry signs coming into the city on West Airport and Kirkwood. The granite marquees at the bottom now, the base is stacked rock, stacked stone. It's quite beautiful. It matches what we also did on the front of the community center and on the LED sign at the community center. So that was an upgrade, and we were able to utilize beautification funds and some of that where allowed. The other we had budgeted for within those facilities. So moving on to the LED sign. I know you guys are wanting to talk about that one. So it's been a learning curve for us. You're told in marketing you want to catch people's attention, and I think we did. We did really good at that with our bright colors and quickly moving signs. So we have dialed that back. We have learned to have them turn every 16 seconds now. We've adjusted the lighting percentages throughout the day and the evening. And then our final step was to darken the background. Instead of having a bold orange or blue or yellow, a dark background and lighter letters. And it seems to be less visually assaulting. So I hope you've noticed it. I hope you like the change. And we will continue in that vein. If that is not acceptable, then we can certainly look at other options moving forward. Also, last time, council had approved to asphalt the cul-de-sac on Brighton. This is leading into the park in front of the field house. That was completed. We had our first event on it. Went very well. It was smooth. We were able to set up benches there without any trip hazards, so we were very delighted that that worked out. Moving on, because I'm going to try to make it brief, Fall Festival was a fantastic event. I appreciate everyone's attendance there, council and mayor. We believe that there was about 1,000 plus at that event. It was great to have the police there. They had their own tent, and of course they were there supporting the event as well. But it was fantastic. I've heard a lot of positive feedback from the community. And then finally, we have our trout release, December 7th. So that'll be coming up. And the elementary school will be coming out there during the day to join us. So that's December 7th. And then our Christmas Memories is December 3rd. So that's a Friday night. I hope to see you all there. And that's from 6 to 9 in the park. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Colleen. I know we wanted to keep it brief, but if you could fill us in just a tiny bit about the expound a little bit on the field trip, because it's council. I want to remind everybody, and for all the viewers that are out there and the thousands that are in here, I want to just say that best we can tell, Meadows Place is the only city around that has this type of program for our residents, for our kids. Those are our kids going to that school, and those are our kids that walked over, our kids that sat on that floor and and it was so much fun. And I got to tell you, you were great with the clouds and all to match the teacher's stuff. But I understand you already got a email back from
We did. We had a request today from the teachers that were there today with pre-K, asking if it would be okay if they exceed their allotted number of times to come to the Nature Center, if they can come back more often, because it's very easy to have the kids hands-on to create a better understanding for them of what they're learning. So we said, of course, come on back.
Oh, it was great. So I'm excited about that program. I think that's something that Meadows Place offers that very, very few people can. And the only thing we're missing is a bridge, but
well, that's in Rick's report. He'll be updating you on that.
But anyway, and what I want to make sure that everybody understands that Colleen gets up with the teachers ahead of time, finds out what they're studying, prepares a lesson plan that matches theirs. So those kids came in today to talk about weather and in particular clouds, and there's cotton balls and all that kind of stuff to make clouds and different things. So that's a lot of work, and I know those teachers appreciate it. I sure do, and thank you very much. Anybody else got anything for Colleen?
I wanted to talk about the sign. I think the sign looks great. I love it. I think that the background that you used and the lights slowed down. I think I can actually see the messages, and I think it looks really good, as well as the stone that has been added to it. I noticed that in the community center. I thought it looked really, really nice. So I definitely wanted to say thank you. Thank you for that, because I know it is a trial and error. We kind of learn as we go, and I think it looks good. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the Fall Festival. I think it was well executed. The kids had a great time. I think the Stein holding, we stayed and watched a lot of it, and it was really a lot of fun. So I thank you and your team for all the work you did getting that. And I think the fact that the weather was fabulous compared to the previous event we'd had at the park and fireworks and all, I think it worked out really well. And having that many people is a tribute to the fact that Meadows is a really fun place to bring. I think people brought guests, and I saw people that were brought families. So thank you again.
Thank you.
I'll echo those two things. The sign is something I get to see every day, clearly. So the new backgrounds are great. You can read the text. Being on there longer is great. The dimming is great. So thank you for giving that prompt attention. One thought I had, and this might be something we can talk about later, the community center signs. We've dressed up everything else, but the actual letters, you can't read them because they're black underneath the dark, I don't know. Just a thought, if that's something.
Well, we are actually already working on that, so thank you for bringing it up. So we put the stone on the building, and we're waiting for a third quote to paint the building. So the actual brick that is still visual there will be painted the same lighter color, the cream or the white, that the siding is. So it'll be light color all the way down, and then those letters will pop.
That will dress it up.
It will.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One other thing, I had a resident ask me about the signs that we used to have. I don't know if they're still up about, I think we had something about a leash law or pick up after your pets. Are those anywhere in the city right now?
Public Works actually has those, and if they are out, if they've been destroyed, then Rod will have some more made.
Okay. The resident said she only saw one and used to see more.
Yes.
And I have noticed.
They get torn up, I
Yeah,
guess, through
yeah.
mowing or sunlight, but yes.
Okay.
We will, Rod, I'll share that with you tomorrow.
Okay. Just a good reminder for people. There's a lot of folks that don't live here that bring their pets and don't always pick up after themselves.
True.
And the people that live here.
Yeah, that's, yes. Thank
Very
you, Colleen.
true.
Okay, Colleen, thank you for the use of the community center on short notice for making the boo bags. I'll try to be better prepared next time, but probably not.
Not a problem. I'm glad it was available.
No, you won't, Kelly.
I try. And I'll probably be hitting you up sometime over the Christmas holidays. We got the ones to do for the senior village and all. So I'll probably call you at the last minute. Oh, by the way.
Not a problem. Just let me know.
We got a
Thanks.
place for you, Kelly, I promise.
Do we have a time for the trout release yet?
We're working on that timing,
Okay.
but
Can you send that out once you get it?
we will. It'll be
Okay.
on Facebook.
Perfect.
And on the sign, the digital
I'll
sign.
see it.
Look out your window.
Perfect.
It'll be
Thank
there.
you.
Well, this is the first I've heard about the date. We've had a week, but now we've got a day.
We do. And Mayor, that was just confirmed
Yeah,
today,
I know.
actually.
I know. So that's progress. So we'll get there. And I think last week Tom posted on Facebook the first catch of 2020, and that was about 3.5 minutes after the first batch of trout were released. So if you want to be there, one lady said, I think we waited a little too long. Well, yeah, be there. It's a lot of fun. My two biggest events were when the Osprey got it that year. Man, I thought everybody was cheering me, and it was the Osprey behind me. But also the fellow that went up to the barbecue pit up there by the bridge, and he caught his 5 trout, and he just sat down and cooked them. And I thought, man, now that's how you do it. So anyway, thanks a lot. December 7th, we'll have it posted. As soon as you let us know the time, we'll add that to it.
Will do.
Okay? Is that it for Parks? Thank you very much. Good luck in your interview. Item number 3 is the Fire Department monthly report. We had 29. Again, as the chief pointed out, this is a short month, so the numbers may seem a little light. We only had 29 incidents reported. 21 of that 29 were rescue and EMS service. I'm so glad those people are here. We had 1 service call. We had 6 good intent calls where they call in a maybe type call. As the PD has said, we'd rather come to something that we shouldn't than not come to something that we should have. The fire department feels the same way. They want everybody to call in if you're concerned about anything or think you might have a problem. And then we just had 1 false alarm. We had the fire department on the fire marshal side. We had working with both O'Reilly Auto Parts plans and Starbucks. The alarm plans for Starbucks are being inspected right now. So by the end of the month, we'll find out how they sit and whether they can progress. And I know my city secretary and somebody else out in the audience is paying a lot of attention to the Starbucks. So anyway, that concludes the fire report. Moving on to item D. Item C, mayor and council comments. Mayor comments.
You skipped one.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to shorten the meeting. Sorry. I forget that one's there, Nick.
All right. Got 12 items tonight, council. So now I've got 3 quick things, council. First of all, Rod's going to help us out. We're ordering new chairs for this room. So,
Rick?
I was complaining last time.
So we're getting commercial-grade chairs with a good 10-year warranty. The downside is that it's a 140-day lead time, or it was a few days ago. So we're in the 130s now, but it's going to be a while before they arrive. But they are on order.
Literally a slow boat from China.
I think they're better than well, maybe not, but they're on their way. The other issue I wanted to make mention is, every quarter we provide the quarterly investment report to council, which gives you all a snapshot of our fund balances that we have. Chapter 22 of the government code requires the treasurer in the city, which you guys have named me treasurer, to provide you all with give the governmental body a full statement of our receipts and payments every quarter. And while we give you the financial report, the investment report, one of the things that we don't really provide you guys on a consistent basis is those receipts. You certainly get the copy of our check registers and the expenditure side, but and obviously you could do the math to find out what our revenue is. But what we're going to start doing is providing a little more information for you guys on a quarterly basis to give you guys the revenue side as well on the receipts. Not itemized out, but just to give you guys an idea of what the take was by giving you the bank statements and showing you what the receipt side is as well as the expenditure side. So we're going to start doing that and tacking that onto the investment report every quarter. We try and do a good job of giving you guys the sales tax numbers every month. I try and get that to you guys consistently every month. That tells a lot, but we're going to start showing you guys the receipt stuff too. Want to mention, though, that in doing so, which will take a little bit more work, what we'd like to do is pull back a little bit on those weekly check registers that we give you guys. If you want them weekly, we can, but what we'd like to do is consolidate those into a quarterly report, if you guys are okay with that. And so I also want to say, as a caveat to all of this, anytime you have a question about check registers, receipts, anything, give us a call. Anna Maria is really good at what she does, and we can get answers for you.
Okay, let me stop right here if I could. Council, your thoughts on not having those come out to you weekly, put together in a quarterly report?
I'm all for that. Yes.
I guess I'm a nerd and I kind of like reading them every week, but is monthly a better option?
I mean, we can keep giving them to you as often as you want. We just, in consolidating the receipts, we're going to have to go through. It's going to be a huge packet. It's going to be a very large packet. And so in getting the receipts, we're going to have to give you the bank statements. And I mean, imagine every take we get on the court side, every take we get on the utility billing side, building permitting. If you want us to continue to give the check register every week, we can. It's up to you guys.
I think getting the check register every week, it's not such a big pull then to go look at it. You can just skim through it real quickly for those of us that are interested. Getting 3 months worth of check registers, I can tell you I'm probably not going to sit down and look at that at that level.
Okay.
Kurt, what do you think?
Monthly.
If monthly's okay, I think I'd still read through it.
Okay.
I plan to. I like looking at it. It brings up questions. It knows how we're spending our money.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you'd be okay with monthly?
Yeah, I'm good with monthly.
So what we want to do then, Nick, if I'm hearing this right, we want to try it monthly.
Sure.
If monthly's still a burden, then we want to back it down to weekly, because it doesn't do any good to present 3 months worth and nobody's going to read it.
Right.
So let's take a run at monthly and see how that works.
Great.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate that.
Can we get it in one email? Would that be a possibility?
One check at a time.
Okay, I'll stop.
No, that's okay. Let me talk to Lily and Anna Maria.
I think you're going to get 3. I think you're going to get General Fund 100, General Fund
Right,
300.
Yeah, you got to get
And then
EDC.
EDC side, yeah.
Yeah.
That's typically
As long
the
as
side.
if it's 3, great. I didn't want to get like 10.
Yeah.
No, we won't. We won't do that.
Okay.
So,
And council, this is for y'all. So whatever works best for y'all, because I guarantee you, if it comes in at me in a month, I'm closing that email and walking on. I'm just not doing it. So.
we're trying to comply with the government code, and while you guys could definitely do the math and figure out what our revenue was, what we're going to do is actually itemize it out and say this was this quarter's revenue. We just haven't been doing that. So yeah, I know. So anyway, I wanted to let you know that you're going to see that change, and we'll be doing that quarterly along with that investment report. Last thing, on your way out tonight, please take a look at our wall of service out in the lobby. We're pretty proud of it. It gives you a good snapshot of who's here and who makes the organization run, and other than you guys. And it's a neat thing. So we're pretty proud of it, and it gives you a good picture of our tenure and how long some of our folks have been here, and it's something that we really enjoy. We've gotten some. I'm told, Courtney, that there's some folks that have already taken notice and asked some of our employees about the wall of service. And so,
we've also been informed that some of our police officers' hire dates are wrong, because their hire dates are when they went full-time, but actually they've been commissioned officers here longer. So we'll be getting those updated as well.
make people even longer on the list.
Yes. I was talking to Amika along those same lines, and I was asking her how people receive it. And she said it's great. We've seen a lot of people go look at it and spend more time there than they thought they would. And so it has been of interest to the public. Of course, sometimes they're trying to chase them down to get them into court, but other than that, thank you, Nick.
That's it. Thank you.
We done? All right. Going on to item C, mayor's comments first and then council. I wanted to talk about the EDC meeting. This month, our Meadows Place EDC met. There'll be a motion here later regarding the EDC, but it was a great EDC meeting. There was a lot of discussion back and forth. I think the membership that we have on that EDC right now is strong. We've got a lot of good people with a lot of caring about the city and trying to figure things out. And we'll ask for a suggestion, and we're getting them. We're getting people volunteering information. I'm chasing that one that you suggested, Kurt. Sounds good. But we're trying to chase some businesses down. And one of the things that we talked about was, as Rick's going to report on the Dorrance issue and how that is, and of course we've got council members on EDC to kind of help carry the load on that. We're preparing to discuss EDC expenditures next year, starting this probably June in the budget discussions. So there's a lot happening with the EDC, and I want to say thank you to them and let everybody know that our EDC is committed to the city of Meadows Place. Redistricting. I had a really nice speech about that. It got inflammatory. So I just would like to announce that we are now in Andy Myers district in January. We will still be in Troy Nell's congressional district. And I have gotten mixed results or reports on whether we're in 76, but I think we're in 76, and we don't have a representative at this point. I'm okay with that. Item C, inflation. November 1st, we had a department head meeting here for the city of Meadows Place. Department heads, everybody that was here that was Gibbs' report was in that meeting. And one of the things that we addressed was the anticipated impact of inflation on the expenditures of the city. That budget is set. We're not getting any more money. So we got to spend it. And if inflation eats away at it and nips away at it, we're going to have to watch our budget. And everybody is understanding of that and cognizant of it. And we'll be watching it because inflation is going to chew away at some of these things. And so services or something's going to have to give. So I've got to say that we're blessed with a group of department heads that understand their budget, know how to read their budget, and know that they're responsible for their budget, and they won't be using inflation as just couldn't do it. They'll work around it, and I'm confident in that, and I want the council to know that, and I want the public to know it as well. This is something that they're out there working hard to prepare for and combat. Item number 2, council comments. Rick, you got A and B.
Dorrance, nothing to report in the last 3 weeks. We do have a workshop tomorrow. That'll hopefully help us move it forward. Mobility bond, the bikeway, nothing to report. Still waiting on Centerpoint. So it's kind of what happens with certain projects.
We're still within Centerpoint's time frame, though, are we not? They're right at the edge here pretty quick.
They probably owed us an answer this week or last week on the original timeline they gave us. Them being late by a few weeks is very normal. Them being late by a few months is very normal. So I'll probably try to reach out and see if we can see where they are on their timeline.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. And item C.
Yeah, Mo Mihad is our community person. I spoke with him last week again today. We've had, can't give me the exact number. He can't tell me who. I know at least a couple of our residents have submitted the disclosure form to Troy Nell's. And if I can get other people on this committee to do that, or on the council to do that, it'd be great. The more number of people we have the stronger the argument is from the congressman's office to the postmaster. So I know there's at least 3 because I had another Meadows resident send me his confirmation saying he'd done it. So he said there are more than a few. So I'm assuming it's more than the 3 I know: the mayor, myself, and this other resident. So if you guys can do that, and I would encourage anyone in the city to go ahead and do that. It is pretty intrusive information: your birth date, your social security number, your address. So. But it blacks it out immediately as you're typing. It hides it. It's not used by the city. It's not used by the U.S. government. It's just for the congressman's office to verify that you are a resident and that you're a citizen. So,
And in his district.
Yeah. Well, the resident, they confirm that. So you put your address in there. So the good news is that with Sugar Land's population, they had over 15 people enter their information, and they got action with that number of people. So they were able to reach the decision to adjust.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 6,
You have to be a resident. So, yeah, there we go.
All
4
right.
more. So anyway, that's it has been turned over to Mary Davis, I think, or maybe Mary, I think the last name's Davis, and she is going to be working with a congressman and will be in contact with me to kind of take the next step. So we're making some progress. It's still slow, but as we get more people to submit forms, we will get the momentum sped up.
All right, well, I would like to suggest that we get with Tom,
Okay?
have him do a little 45-second, hi, this is where our post office box should be.
Okay.
And if you want one, fill out this form.
Okay.
Type of did you know, okay?
Okay.
Would you do that if I can get Tom in touch
Yeah.
with you?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, that I think we're getting better postal service since you started poking. That's all anecdotal.
Well, that release that I had, they did change things on October 1st, in addition to the, basically it's slower to get mail across the country, but they're speeding up local deliveries. And they obviously are doing some things that are different to improve service. So they're aware. Like I said, I hit a Google search and had 1.5 million results come back on postal issues. So it's not unique to Meadows Place.
But what is unique is 1 square mile has a representative
There we
fighting
go.
so hard for it. Thank you very much, David. Item D, regular agenda. Item 1 is accept report from the Planning and Zoning Commission regarding possible sign changes to the City of Meadows Place Code of Ordinance, Chapter 153, regarding signs. Sean, would you come present that to council at this time? And if you have some support or some backup data to tell us, because that was a great meeting.
I thought so. Well,
You are.
I'm Sean Ullery, Chair of the Planning and Zoning Commission. We met, or by council's request, we looked at the its ordinance, Code of Ordinance, Chapter 153, regarding electric signs. We did this a couple months ago. We sat down and had a good conversation. What I realized is with the group that we have, there are very strong opinions that fall on both sides, and then some in the middle. After fairly good discussion, more so than we normally would have, I think, in a lot of these meetings, because we tend to have a lot of similar opinions sometimes when we approach these items. We realized that we all moved more towards the middle, depending on how strong of an opinion you had. We kind of ended up in that center point of realizing that there's a pretty decent argument one way or the other when it comes to electric signs, more so than I think that any of us took into consideration when initially looking at an electric sign in terms of adding value or detracting from our neighborhood. So what we did is we hit a pause, took a break, and spent a couple of months of looking at ordinances in the surrounding area, some as far as, I think, League City, a lot of the surrounding areas for those that allowed them, a number don't. Then we also toured the areas, saw some of the ones just through normal everyday travel, as well as deliberately going to some of these areas to look and see what we liked about the business districts, as well as what we didn't like, both comparing and contrasting. The ordinances that exist can be as lengthy as 2 sentences, or some of them were several pages long. And then we go into depth of candle wattage, as well as not just the location, but then times a day, and they got fairly extensive. Regrouped, I guess about 2 weeks ago, we sat down again with that information, and one of the benefits that we have on our committee at this time is that we do have a gentleman that has been part of Meadows governance for a very long period of time, so he's able to share with us some history of the decisions that council and mayor and past P&Zs have made. Took that into consideration, again, had a very good discussion about it. It was one of the more lengthy conversations that we had in terms of what direction we thought it should go. Ultimately, unanimously, what we decided is that we are recommending to council to leave the ordinance as it is. Part of it is in the spirit of the tradition of past councils, as well as looking forward at what we thought our view of what the city was and the direction that we should go. To take a much bigger conversation and shrink it down a little bit, we didn't feel that the added marketing value of an electric sign on a business or an organization necessarily added as much as it potentially created a problem to the general aesthetic and the direction that we thought our neighborhood or our city was going. When looking at surrounding cities that we wanted to be compared to, or rather we hope compare themselves to us, none of them allowed electric signs. When we started to go into areas of Houston or surrounding cities that allowed them, more often than not, those areas were not ones that we hope to be compared to. So while in the immediate, an initial electric sign may not be a problem, we saw that long term it probably created more issues and detracted from what we felt we wanted our city to be in the future. And that did take into consideration things like the electric sign that we do currently have at the frontage road, as well as the SUP for the school, and now the new LED light in front of the pool. While there is value there, we also thought that some of that needed to be taken into consideration. Do we want that on the corner of Kirkwood and Airport, potentially all 4 corners having electric signs? So I guess with that, I can drag it out longer because I do love my voice, but I can also answer some questions if there are for our decisions or the discussions we have.
Okay, Council, anybody?
Yeah. Sean, first, thank you. Thank you and to P&Z for looking into that. I know that takes a lot of time and research. I am curious, what cities were you looking at around us that didn't allow electronic signs, just for frame of reference?
The most predominant would be like Sugarland. Sugarland bars pretty much any electric signs that are out there. I'm trying to think of the Woodlands would be probably the next largest one when we looked at general aesthetics. And then there's some smaller areas around that have banned them, but nothing that was the solid city ordinances that we're looking at right now for ours.
Okay, good deal. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say I attended those meetings and I thought you guys had great discussion. I didn't know exactly where I stood on the decision, but I really loved the way that you guys kind of researched and looked at it and really kind of came to the discussion with an open mind. And I think that ultimately you guys all, wanted the best for Meadows Place and where you thought that we were going. And so I really appreciated the discussion that you guys had. And,
thank you.
And appreciate all your work.
You're welcome.
And with that, Sean, we accept your recommendation. I'm assuming you got it written down on a card or something. If you would come hand that in to the city secretary. Council, while he's doing, I want to kind of echo what Tia said. I thought they had a very good point-by-point discussion, and it was, I didn't know where it was going to go, but thank you very much. All right, so that takes us into item 2, discussion of possible action regarding possible changes to the City of Meadows Place Code of Ordinances, Chapter 153, regarding signs. Council, at this point, we have a recommendation to leave the ordinance alone. Do we have any discussion on this that we would like to bring up at this time? Do I have? Okay, so do I have a motion to do anything? Hearing none? I love that. We're moving on to item 3. I had 20 minutes, Chad, in that one. Okay, item number 3. And thank you again, Sean. Thank you, council. Second reading of Resolution 2021-32, identifying Dorrance Lane as a rehabilitation as approving EDC expenses not to exceed $150,000. So I need a motion to pass Resolution 2021-32.
I'll move.
Motion by David.
Second.
Second by Kurt. Any further discussion?
That's just for this year, right?
Correct. Any further discussion? Thank you for the clarification. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. I'll be seeing Mr. Graff in the morning at a meeting, and I'll tell him he doesn't have that $150,000 anymore. Next item is discussion on possible action on Resolution 2021 authorizing advertisement for the sealed competitive bids for landscape, lawn, and maintenance within the city of Meadows Place. Council, what I'm looking for is a motion to pass Resolution 2021-33, allowing us to go out for bids on the landscaping.
Move to approve.
Motion by Kurt. Thank you. Who was that ever said that? Rick? Okay. Tia Baker got that. There was a time I couldn't tell him, getting hard of hearing. Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
I have discussion.
Please.
So I was reading through, and I should have brought this up with Colleen. I didn't realize she wasn't going to be here. Reading through the scope of work, I did notice that they said that they would be doing weeding in the roundabouts, but it wasn't necessarily laid out around the sidewalks. So I just wanted to make sure if it was possible if we could add that in, because that would need to be, I would hope that would be included.
Right.
I would assume it would be,
Yes, and you and I talked about that today, and after we talked, I did ask her, and she did confirm, but
Okay.
out of an abundance of confirmation, we'll go ahead and put it in that that bid and make sure that the entire right-of-way, including sidewalks, is included.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. With that, are we ready to vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion number 4 carries unanimously. I think that's still low going through there in the evening. It's beautiful. Item number 5, discussion possible action on Resolution 2021-34, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with 24/6 Technical Services LLC for the replacement of one lift station pump at the wastewater treatment plant. Okay, council, y'all have the backup documentation. And Resolution 2021-34 includes the information where the cost to repair this unit is $18,875, and the cost to replace a new one is $40,000, a little over twice. If I could, Rod, I would like to have an explanation of why we would spend the difference.
And Rod, while you're up there, if you don't mind sharing what we talked about earlier with the plan of...
I got a confirmation on. I'll be getting confirmation on that.
Awesome, thank you.
As part of my regular report, I had indicated that the lift station pump was out of service, and I gave an explanation as to those pumps were original to the wastewater treatment plant, which was put on service in 1983. The company that currently is repairing them is manufacturing the new parts to replace them. The original manufacturer has been out of business for 10 years. It's my understanding that we have 2 of these large pumps in the lift station, and every other year, a year and a half, 2 years, we fix the pump again. So We have probably repaired this pump 2 or 3 times already before I got here, at a cost of $18,000 to $19,000 a pop. I'm suggesting and asking if we can stop actually just doing these repairs and purchase a new pump so that we will not have to continually spend this money every other year on repairs. So we have 2 pumps. One has failed. I had asked for this to be done earlier, but we had changed staff at USW and it stalled. So here we are with the quote for the new pump. It will be a variable speed pump. The current pumps are not variable speed, and we do not have the controls. I would anticipate that sometime later this year, the second pump will fail, and I'll be back here standing in front of you asking for another $40,000 for replacement of that second pump. If my budget will handle it, we will do so without a budget amendment. Thereafter, probably in next year's budget, I'll ask for an additional, I think it's $60,000 for variable speed controls to operate those 2 pumps.
So if I hear you right, Rod?
Yes, sir.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. What you're asking for is to quit kicking the can down the road. These have served us and served us well. I don't think it's been quite as frequent as you said, but at the same token, I know we've had haven't failed in subsequent years.
That's the information I got from USW. So,
however, $40,000 hopefully will get us a few years before we have to start.
You should get 10, 15 years, depending on how we work it. The sooner we get the variable speed controls in there, the better it'll be for the pump.
I'm going to say that it's my recommendation that we follow your recommendation, but I'm hoping that pump doesn't go out. Next year, what I'd like to see, Rod, is see if you can budget in the second pump plus the controllers.
Yes, I'm not. Yeah, yes, sir. I will. If that's the case, if we get to that point, I'll ask for that during the budget time frame.
Okay.
I'm not asking for any budget amendment at this point in time. I want to take out my regular maintenance.
Understand. Okay, Council. Any other questions or discussion for Rod while he's up here? Okay.
Is there a warranty on these?
Yes, sir. I believe so, and I'll get a written warranty and bring it back.
Okay.
Come in
a year. Okay. And real quick, can you give a 10-second summary of what the lift station does for the public? And
what the lift station does is all of the sanitary sewers within the city gravity flow towards the lift station. Once it reaches that corner of the wastewater treatment plant, the lift station pumps the material up to the headworks of the plant. And that's where it gets its hydraulic gradient and it starts to flow through the plant.
Perfect. Thank you. And so if we don't have these, what we put down the drain stops going down the drain. So these are very important.
It is, yes.
Yeah. We have backups, but again, if multiple go out, we're in a scary spot.
The other thing that should be noted is that the technology that we have in place is a separate pump and a separate motor with literally a drive shaft and a universal connecting them. The new pump will be completely self-contained, no drive shaft, no maintenance, no wear and tear, no leaks,
It's
no
not
issues.
a wet pump slinging that stuff around?
Pardon me?
Not a wet pump?
Okay.
All right. Rod, thank you so much. Council, we're asking for bids to be put out on a brand new pump for the lift station on Resolution 2021-34. Do I have a motion to push that one through? Motion by Rick, second by Kurt. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kurt, FYI, we've been down over there before, and what we do is we end up pulling in and we rent a pump that we drop down in there. And no, not just in case, that's what operates. We did that during Ike for 10 days. Okay, so there's ways out. You need, in case somebody asks you, there's a ways around it. Okay, item number 6, discussion possible action on resolution 2021-35, authorizing the mayor to sign 2021 tax year interlocal agreement with Fort Bend County Tax Collection Services. Council, this is just something that we do every year, and we need to have that interlocal in place so that we can get the county to collect our taxes. Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2021-35?
Motion.
Motion by Tia, second by Kelly.
I do have a question.
Any further discussion?
Yes. So how often do they go up on on the charges? I noticed that the charge was going up. How often do they do that?
I can't answer that because this is the first time I remember them going down up in a long time.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah,
I can tell you we can't do it for 40 cents a parcel ourselves.
Well, I agree with that. I was just curious because, they kind of have you in a barrel, how often they do raise that. So, okay.
Good question. I hope that was an adequate answer. Yeah. Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. I know Courtney didn't want to get in the tax collection business. No. Item number 7 is discussion and possible action. I should have called Richard on resolution 2021-36, authorizing the mayor to submit a proposal to name the main canal in Meadows Place that extends into Houston and Harris County from Stafford and Fort Bend County. This is the most unique thing. Resident Richard Ramirez, if you look in your summary, he came across this organization that names nationally bodies of water. And he called and said, well, does this qualify? They said, oh, well, yes, it does. Because it connects to Keegan's and connects to Buffalo to connect to the bay and on. This is a body of water that would be nameable. And so as much as I want to put a riverboat on there, call it navigable, we can't, but we can name it. So this is something that Richard has proposed to us, for us, and for us to move ahead, I just need council to approve resolution 2021-36, authorizing me to submit it. All I'm doing is submitting the proposal. I don't know if it'll go through, don't know if they'll name it, but they're the ones that have come back to us and said, we want your follow-up paperwork. So, motion by Rick, second by Kurt. Any further discussion? Yes, I have talked to Stafford. As a matter of fact, they'll be pushing this through this week or next. Okay? And if not, we'll just cut it off at the border and just shut it down. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. That's most unique. Okay. Discussion action, resolution 2021-37, casting the city vote for candidates for the 2021-22 Fort Bend County Appraisal District Board of Directors. Digging through here. There it is.
You've got 5 people running for 5 positions. It doesn't matter.
Nope, and we are not going to make a difference. So, council, last time we threw all of our support behind one person. I don't have a person. We can throw.
I'll move to have our 5 votes go to Mike Rozelle.
To Mike Rozelle. Okay, we have a motion.
Oh, we got 10 votes?
Yeah, that's
Oh, I'll do our 10 votes.
for
to
5
Mike.
positions, yeah. All 10. If somebody wants to get behind Mike, then so be it. I have a motion to back all 10 votes for Mike Rozelle. And I will have to say, I've known Mike for a long time. I didn't know he was over there. Need a second? Unless somebody wants to come in different voting. Okay, we got 10 votes for Mike, seconded by David. Any further discussion?
Once again, like I said, it doesn't matter. They've got 5 people for 5 positions. It's set.
Yes. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, he needs to come over here and thank us. Okay, motion carried unanimously. Okay, consent agenda. We have consent agenda. We got the regular meeting and possible meeting from the October 6th and and November 3rd. Do I have a motion to pass the consent agenda? Tia, second. Second by Kurt. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion to pass the consent agenda. Okay, we have moved we're going to be going into executive session a little bit. So if anybody wants to talk about, I'm on my way, folks. If anybody from the audience would like to come up and talk, now's your time. We've got audience comments moved ahead of the last item. Normally that's down at the bottom. We're moving it up ahead to allow people to come and speak and then not have to wait for an unknown length of time. So if anybody from the audience would like to come up and address council for items not on the agenda, feel free. Okay. Oh, we do have somebody. Great.
I just didn't want to go first if somebody else wanted to go. Cheryl, 11611 Dorrance. I just have a question about, I've heard some neighbors say recently something about the code enforcement having A&M Aggie person come look at some trees in the neighborhood. And I'm just curious, is that something that the city pays for them to come through and look at people's trees? Or
Jennifer, would you like to tell us who's coming? Probably step up to the microphone.
Thank you.
And tell us how much we have to pay. Lead with that. That was the question.
So what we have to pay for Mr. Boone Holliday's services, he's a horticulturist for Fort Bend Ag Life, is zero. We don't pay anything. It's a free service by the county for any resident in the county. And he's been a very valuable asset for us to help our citizens here have their questions answered. And he'll come out to your property and look at your tree and give you his advice and what he thinks is appropriate for your situation. So.
And how do you use them, Jennifer?
Whenever I have cases that I have addressed, say, for example, a dead tree, or maybe it's dying and it looks like it's a dangerous tree, I'll get his opinion on it to verify. I mean, I'm not a horticulturist, but I can kind of see. And he will either verify or say, oh, no, just portions of it need to be cut and it should be fine, whatever the case may be. So I just use him to help with the resolution for the owner of that particular tree.
And who's Boone with?
I'm sorry?
Who is Boone with?
He is with Fort Bend, Texas A&M Ag Life Extension. Mm-hmm.
He's the agricultural extension out of Band Road office for Fort Bend County.
Yes, sir.
And this is a service he provides all over the county. And he will come to individuals' homes here as well. And I will say that we've never utilized that office in the past the way that Jennifer has begun to use him. And she'll talk to somebody about a tree, and then if there's questions about it, she'll actually call Boone Holiday out, and Boone will come and inspect the tree. And he's professional. He knows that's his business.
Yes.
And he's told folks to trim them and some to cut them down, and some are dead and dying and they're going to fall soon. And a little bit of everywhere. So I applaud Jennifer for taking the initiative, going down, visiting with him, getting him up here, and utilizing Boone on a regular basis to discuss tree situations along with other plant situations here in Meadows Place. It's like having our own expert. Thank you very much. Anybody got questions for Jennifer? Cheryl, does that answer your question? Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was a great answer. 0. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. Moving on to item G. administrative adjudication hearing. Council, this was to continue the administrative adjudication hearing from October 26th, where an extension of time was placed for the resident to take care of problems at and unfinished problems at the house. And we got a notice today that that had not been completed. So there's no sense in us moving on and continuing to talk about the adjudication hearing because there's nothing to talk about. That takes us on and moves us into item H, which is...
I would like to ask the resident, because he made a statement that items are on order, and I'd like to hear exactly what's on order.
Okay, please do. Step up. Oops, he can't hear me.
I just didn't realize you were talking about. Okay, so do I have to?
Yeah, tell us who you are, what your address is, and what items are on back order.
Okay, Isaiah Blair. Address is 12047 Sturdivant Street. And did I get everything? Okay. So the boards and the piece I have, I was actually working on it, which is why I'm kind of short of breath now. When I got home from school, I got up on the roof and was doing the siding part. As far as what I had to order was just more of like a staple gun or like a nail gun to just get it up there faster, opposed to using hammer and nail. I went to the Home Depot right there on Highway 6 and West Belford. I keep wanting to say West Airport for some reason, but West Belford and Highway 6. I went to the ones in the... Is that Sweetwater? That's not Sweetwater. Sweetwater's too far. The Williams Trace. Yeah, see, you already know. So I went to the Williams Trace location looking for some things at Home Depot. I went right across the freeway to Lowe's. All of the stuff, they didn't have it. All of them really said December the 2nd or 3rd because they said it's going to take them time to get it. The one right there, Kingsbridge, said that they can have everything that I need by Friday. It's just really to help speed up the process. Materials-wise, I have all of them. So I have taken pictures and stuff, meant to submit it by email, but I didn't. But all the boards and stuff I do actually have is just obviously going to take a little extra if I do it by hammer and nail opposed to using power tools to do it. But, I mean, I can get it up because, like I said, I was doing the siding because I know that the back part and then the side has to be done. I got the corner of the house done before I came tonight, and I got the siding by like the upstairs bathroom done. So it's just kind of like that face part that still has to be done. And it's going to be a lot easier doing it that way because I'm doing it honestly by myself without help because my uncle is working and the helping hands I had before are busy.
So for your future reference, the Home Depot down on Highway 6 and I don't remember if it's Murphy Road, University, wherever it is down in there on Highway 6 in Missouri City, actually you can rent tools, whether it's a snake, things to pour concrete. I'm pretty sure they had a nail gun. It's going to cost you about half the value of
buying a new one, right?
But if you think it's a one-time use, you might have been better off renting rather than buying. I personally always buy because I'm going to plan to use it more than once. But once again, here we are 3 weeks and nothing's really been done.
Well, the corners, it's just that facial side, but all the corners are done. Because like I said, I did that today because I got out of school by 4:30 and then came here and literally got straight to work. And then like my sister came home at like 6:45 and she was like, I'll help you. I'm like, girl, we have court at 7. So I'm like, 15 minutes won't do much. But the boarding and stuff for the sides has been done. It's literally just that facial part. And on those, the boards aren't like bad because I don't know what that's called. I guess the faucet, the underside, was coming down. So I literally took all of those down and I have that part back up. So visually, it looks better because you're not looking into anything empty. But what I'm replacing now, that last section, is the part where the wood is dry rotted, I think is the word to say for that. Yeah. So that's the last section that I have to do, and I plan to do that. They said by Friday, but I have Christina actually at Lowe's right now. So when I leave here, I'm going to go over there and see if they have anything I can even put up maybe as like a temporary thing until my materials arrive. Okay. But the rest of it is done. But yeah. No, if there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. Okay. Do I need to stay, or can I race to Home Depot, or I mean Lowe's? Well, if y'all have something to say, then I want to be here for it. But if not, then I'm going to go and honestly get back to work.
Well, we don't know what the decision will be until we go into executive session and discuss it with council. So we don't know whether any action will be taken or not at this point. If you want to see if any action is taken, I would hang around.
Okay. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay.
Thanks a lot for being here, but we're gonna head in. Convene in about 4 minutes. All right, council. We are live streaming. So we're now on item 3, reconvening the regular session to discuss, take appropriate action regarding executive session. Item A is discuss possible action regarding 12047 Sturtevant. And we have a motion to proceed to take care of that per section 15041 of the Civil Code, correct? We need a motion. And I need a motion for that, and somebody was going to make a motion.
I move that we assess a civil penalty of $7,500 to be filed as a lien against the property per the August. What was the date on this?
August 5th order.
August 5th order, and the items that need to be addressed are all the items within the order: 5A through L, grass and weed exceeding 9 inches, grass over the curb, damaged fence boards, damaged garage siding, damaged exterior walls and trim, grass and weeds in flower bed, grass and weeds in cracks of concrete, grass and weeds clipping in yard or driveway, debris and rubbish at the property, rubbish, trash, and debris on property, depositing of public or private property, and accumulation of leaves. Obviously, some of these have been addressed, but they just need to be all taken care of. It's to be at the discretion of our building official, who we will assign or get an inspection on November 22nd. Or we will move forward. I'm sorry, we're going to do that as 2 separate motions. At the discretion of our building official to confirm that this has been completed.
Okay, we have a second as read. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I want to have
Oh, do, okay.
I just wanted to go on record that I know Kelly has done a lot to help out Isaiah. I wish Isaiah was actually here so we could talk to him, but I know Kelly has done a lot to reach out. I know I've donated personally. There's lots of residents that has helped him and have tried to help him along the way. So I know we've done everything that we can, and he can reach out. I know that, a lot of it falls on him as well, but I do want to, also thank Kelly for reaching out and the residents that have tried to help him. So we have tried to do that.
I think my additional comment would be that at the previous session of this council meeting tonight, the resident stated that he would have repairs done this week. Last council meeting, he said the repairs have been done, but obviously there were some additional things. So I think we want to point out that the reason that we set the 22nd is that would give him the rest of this week and the weekend in order to accomplish the things that were listed on the August 5th requirements.
And the amount of $7,500 is just to cover our legal fees to date, and we could have assessed a fee of over $200,000.
For the record. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Is that correct? Okay.
I also have a motion that if the work has not been completed to the satisfaction of the building official on November 22nd, we are ordering the city attorney to file the case in district court and pursue the legal action or legal authority at that time. I can't remember. Was there anything else that we needed? Or yes, on December 1st.
Have a motion and we have a second by David. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Thank you, council. Okay, moving on from 12047 Sturtevant to discussion and possible action regarding 11810 Dorrance Lane, previously deemed substandard by council. We have a motion on that, I believe.
Yes. After discussion with our city attorney, I make a motion to have our city attorney move forward to enter discussions with the owner.
Have a motion and have a second by Rick. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? No. Motion carries unanimously. There was 12027 Austin Drive pending litigation. There is no action being taken on that, so we're moving on to item I, adjournment. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a motion and a second by Kelly. She was slow tonight. All in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Council, this is one of the most difficult and dogged meetings I've ever been to. I think y'all are all to be congratulated, seriously. Y'all done a marvelous, marvelous job. And I love the balance on this council. We have a heart.